Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be talking about why we need this piece of software called Helm in the world of application deployments, right? So we're going to look at how deployments will look without Helm, and then we're going to understand the challenges or the tediousness that come with that kind of manual method of managing deployments. Okay, so without Helm, when you are deploying your application, basically you're going to use kubectl, right? And then you're going to need different resources along with deploying your actual application, right? For example, you need namespace, you need a config map where you put your application configuration, you need a secret object. If you actually use some credentials for your application, you need to put that in your secret object. And of course you need to deploy your deployment resource, which is the actual application. And then of course you need a service which is in front of your application to redirect the internal traffic. And if you're opening up your application to the external traffic, then we need like an ingress resource for managing that external traffic, right? So you need to have all these different files, and you need to apply them using kubectl CLI, and you need to apply them in a certain order, a particular order. Now over time all these files are going to change because your application will change, your configuration will change, maybe the password will change, and then hence the secrets will change. So these files are going to be at different versions at various points in time, right? So now this is okay, but you sort of need to keep track of all these changes somewhere, right? Because if you have a team which is making all these changes to these manifest or YAML files, then they're going to be pushing in the changes at various points in time, right? So if you have to roll back your application for whatever reason, let's say I want to go to the version that was there 2 releases ago, then you need to figure out actually which versions of these files were present during that point in time. So it's actually it is a little bit tedious to keep track of that, and you have to leverage your Git capabilities to roll back your manifest files to that point in time, or sometimes actually you need to keep track of which versions were present at which point in time in a spreadsheet, which is even more error prone. So it can get really tedious. And if you work in a typical team, the team could have multiple applications, not just one application. They might have 3, 4, or even 5 applications in some cases, right? So you have to have these set of files for each of these applications or microservices. Your problem just got more complex because it's times 5 or times 6 now. Of course you're going to have more environments in your company, because you have a dev environment, that's where you do the development, and there might be a test environment, there might be a pre-prod environment, a prod environment. So you have all these environments, and you have to customize these files for each of these environments. So again, you have to manage that somehow in your Git repo, right? You might have a dev branch, you might have a test branch and prod branch, and again you're keeping track of all these things, right? And again, these days let's say mid-scale companies, like like big companies like Apple, Google, they might actually use like different clouds actually. Like nobody sticks with just GCP or just Azure. You might start with a certain cloud, but as you grow, you will grow into these other clouds as well. So you need to customize your files to to suit that particular environment, that particular cloud, right? So for example, in your AWS, the Docker images might be stored in in ECR, whereas in GCP it might be a different registry. In Azure it might be a different registry. And then so similarly, like you have all these differences between these clouds, and your files, you need to customize your YAML files for each of these environments. So that's how cumbersome and tedious it can get managing application deployments without Helm. Now Helm is going to solve all the problem for us, right? So that's what actually we're going to learn in the future videos. So this is a short video that kind of explains the difficulties of not having Helm. Okay, so thank you. If you like my videos, please subscribe and like and share, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.